Welcome to the Deadass Podcast. All righty, what do you reckon, mate? You reckon we get into it?
Do it.
All right, sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Deadass Podcast, capturing eulogies and sharing stories. Today, we've got a returning guest. Some of my most favourite episodes that I've done with this gentleman back in the past, Mr. Phil Hore. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good.
That's good, mate.
It's been an interesting year.
It has been, hasn't it, mate? And how's everything going for you, mate? How's Time Safari's tours going for you?
So ever since I introduced the cemetery tour,
Yes.
doing really well.
Oh, good. That's good, mate.
There's some crazy people buried in the cemeteries in Rockhampton,
Yeah.
and I'm more than happy to talk about them.
Well, that's the thing, mate. I know you had that Halloween one come up just recently.
That was crazy, and that was all new stories. And one of the people I found on that tour, is now in my normal. It's such an important story, that I've now put him in my main tour because we cannot ignore this. So the guy buried there fought a duel, and you're a fighter, against the son of the Marquess of Queensberry. And boxers fight under the Marquess of Queensberry rules.
Oh, wow.
So this is the guy who invented the boxing rules.
Oh, wow.
His son dies in a duel with this guy buried in the Southside Cemetery because this guy was having a gay relationship with the Prime Minister of England.
Whoa.
His younger brother was having a gay relationship with a person you may have heard of called Oscar Wilde.
Yes, I have heard of Oscar Wilde.
So it's their dad who's got really upset that his two younger sons are being, older gay men are kind of having their way with them.
Yes.
So he's the guy that puts Oscar Wilde in jail.
Really?
So this guy fights the duel, kills the son of the Marquess, runs to Rockhampton, hides under a different name for quite a while, and we know he's gay because I found his eulogy. He died in Rockhampton 40 years later, and it says, confirmed lifelong bachelor. I think we know what that means.
Yeah.
And he's buried there. So
wow.
This guy's insane, and his name is one of the most famous names in Australia.
Wow.
Because the rest of the family are really, really well known in Australia.
Wow.
And to find out the name, got to do the tour.
Go do a tour. I like that. That's a good plug.
But that's why when this guy's coming onto the main tour, like I can't ignore this grave.
Yes.
But the Halloween one was some of the nasty, like there's so many nasty deaths and things like that.
There is,
so that's when we did those sorts of stories because there's lots of stories, but there's not always a grave.
Yes.
And there's a lot of graves there that have no headstone.
Do you think that maybe, like we have talked about in the last episode, and I've had quite a lot of people reach out to us and say that they'd love to do a Deadass tour with you on your cemetery one. Do you reckon that one might be the appropriate one?
Yeah, we can. Like I can do the dark
one. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be
real brutal stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be very fitting.
Terrible stories.
Yeah, no.
And I kind of do explain on the tours. Like I do have the world's weirdest job. Let me tell you something funny about the worst moment of somebody's life.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, you got the game next to you, stupid death.
Stupid death.
I'm sorry, but this was ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, that's it. But that's something we're going to have a bit of a play with ourselves too. Now, I did put a couple of questions out. I did put something out in the Facebook community.
On the Facebook? I promise I didn't. I saw that the post came up and I never read the questions.
No, that's all right. So I've got one from Zayden, who's actually co-host on the podcast. He asked about Near Cole Orphanage. Do you know much about Near Cole?
So there's a lot. Like the orphanage is probably the most famous story in Rockhampton when you're talking to people about
that don't really know about history.
So I've never really got into it that much because it's so well known and there's so many stories, and I'm not from here. So for me to work out what is real and what isn't and who that person was when I didn't grow up here. So
that's fair enough.
To me, it feels like a monstrous mountain where there's not a lot of reason to do it because most people know the story. Anyway.
Do you, so for you personally, I know you said it before, but that, for instance, let's just say for argument's sake, you wanted to do that. What would be your first place that you'd go to research that sort of stuff?
Immediately go to the records.
So,
Queensland government's a weird government. Like some of the departments have quite good access to information.
Yes.
And some doesn't.
Okay.
So you might, but again, even finding out that there is a report or an article or photo or whatever,
yeah,
immediately tells you that there's some truth to that fact.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like it's the world's weirdest jigsaw puzzle.
Yes.
When you're working on history.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with myth.
Yep.
You're dealing with local stories. You're dealing with people not remembering the way it was, but they think or they've got it confused with a different story.
Yes.
And so you have to take everything and then start to whittle away. Like you have to literally attack every single point that you can find just to even find out what might be true.
Yes.
And often you find it in the weirdest places.
Yeah.
And what I seem to be good at is because I come from so many different fields, like I'm a paleontologist.
I know, it's crazy.
I've worked in the cinemas. I've worked in theatre. I've gutted chickens for a living. Like if you've got a weird angle, you come at it from a different way, you often find a different story. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's what I do. Like I'm working on the Jack the Ripper living in Rockhampton. There's a book coming because I've just found insane stories. And literally last night, I think I found the one piece I was hoping to find. Really? Because the one reason why the guy that lived in Rockhampton and a lot of why people scoff at him being Jack the Ripper is that when you look at there's probably 11 Ripper murders, but there's the iconic 5.
Yes.
And it's been proven that he wasn't in London during at least one of those. Yeah. We knew he was in South Africa committing this other crime. Yes. This other murder. Literally last night, I found, because when they caught him in Melbourne, South African police came to interview him about this crime.
Oh, okay.
And they interviewed him.
Yes.
And I actually found one article where some newspaper reporter bumped into the cops after they'd talked to him, and one of the South Africans went, "Yeah, it's not him."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're saying he isn't the guy from South Africa. Oh. Which means he wasn't in South Africa. Which means he was still in Whitechapel. Oh. Which means he's now there for that murder nobody ever thought he
did do. Okay.
So like this is and I found a couple of more things even better than that. And this is all just in the last couple of days because you just keep attacking it. Yeah. You just keep searching different ways and every time you find a name, you just research the hell out of that name. Yeah. And every time you see an event, you research the hell out of that name. So this is all happening in 1892. Yes. And I found an article from 1893 and it never gave a name. It said, an American sailor has shown up in Brisbane. And he said, "Oh, I knew this guy. I knew him in America. Yeah, he killed this woman and then he killed this guy in Canada." I'm like, wait, what? Who's this sailor? What's his name? Yeah. They're not giving you any threads to pull. Yes. But they did mention one name, and it's the Canadian, the guy who died in Canada. So I went search, and it's a famous murder in Canada, and it's not deeming. It's like they know who did it. And I went through the records and went through all the crime and went, no, they've pretty much got this guy dead for rights. So it literally can't be deeming. Okay. So here's a thing where this sailor's just come into town and, go into the pub, get a few free beers. Oh, yeah, I knew deeming. And, like he's obviously telling tall tales. Yes. But you've got to follow all those threads because sometimes you go, wait, I think that is true. Yes. And now you've got a whole new avenue to research.
What do you feel? What I would feel, wouldn't you get really pumped or something when you find a piece of information? You'd be just sitting there just going,
honestly, yes. I have not slept in 24 hours.
I was going to say that. You'd be so excited.
I found that at 1:30 last night just before I was going to bed. And it just fired me up so much that I'm sitting in my chair going, I'm never going to get to sleep. I've got all this stuff to do in the morning. I'm going to go on the podcast. Yeah. And I've got to go to bed, but I'm like so wired. Yeah. I'm not. So I'll try. No, I'm not going. Because it was just crazy. And plus there's that thing in their head going, pull that thread. There's that thread
Keep
sitting there.
Searching.
You've just got to pull that thread. That's definitely leading somewhere. And so I was like, and
pull it.
Found some of this other stuff.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. So are you going to incorporate that in with your tour?
Oh,
with the others? Well, or are you
yeah,
just going to but more your book.
Yeah.
More the book.
So there's definitely a book coming.
Yes.
Basically, the way I tell it is I was doing a tour I do my normal Ghost and Murder tour. It used to be called the Jack the Ripper tour.
Yes.
Nobody ever booked it because everybody went, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So I turned it to the Ghost and Murder tour because people are like, oh, Ghost and Murder
Ghost
tour.
and Murders, yeah, sweet.
And then at the beginning of the tour, I'll say, hands up if you think Jack the Ripper lived in Rockhampton. Nobody puts their hand up.
Yep.
And at the end of it, I go, put your hand up. And like a lot of people are like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I will start adding a few more bits into this, especially the important bits. And I've got a new photo to show people.
Yes.
But about 6 months ago, maybe a bit longer now, had a lady, before I'd even introduced myself at the start of the tour, came up going, what's your evidence that Jack the Ripper lived in Rockhampton?
Straight on you.
Oh, it's going to be one of those tours. Now, she was lovely and she wrote a review online. And
did she really?
Go online and read this review. And it's like 2.5 stars out of 5. Really good storyteller, completely lied about Jack the Ripper. Everything said is a lie. No. None of it's true. I know the truth. So I couldn't just leave that sitting there because everybody's reading that review.
Yes.
And so I answered going, look, if you didn't like the tour, that's fine. That's personal. It's nothing to do with that. Have no complaints about that. You cannot, however, say that I lied. I'm not saying it's true.
Yes.
I'm saying this is what was factually reported at the time.
Yes.
So that's not a lie. I'm not saying it's actually true, but this is what was said at the time.
Yes.
But she got me fired up, and that's when I started pulling threads and found a lot more information, which led to more information. That led to me going, I've got to write a book.
Good on you. Why not? Sometimes that's that little extra motivation you need. It's almost like a little, I've got a point to prove.
Well, so I know, because this has happened a lot of times.
Yes.
I just, after we did this on the podcast, we talked about a guy who, like the first Englishman to come to Australia.
Yes.
Was the pirate, William Dampier.
Yes, that's right.
So I released a YouTube video about that about 5 months ago.
Yes.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And now look how many William Dampier videos there are now from historians.
Really?
Because I usually get maybe 1,000 hits or something like that. Within a week, 45,000 hits.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. So obviously somebody's picked it up and shared it. It's just gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
And so I'm like, all these bastards out there watch my video and gone.
And they're ripping it.
And now they've done their own history video about William Dampier. Like they're all stealing my hits.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, that's my downloads.
So when you find something unusual, you have to go with that as soon as you can, because there's other people out there looking for this
doing
stuff.
the same look, yeah.
And if you don't, somebody's going to release something first. So there's a couple of stories I've been sitting on for a very long time that I'm now getting desperate going, somebody's going to tell this story.
Really?
So I have to get this story out as quickly as I can, because it's just becoming that kind of world where there's literally people doing this for a living and they're out there wanting to make their YouTube clips or whatever.
Yes.
And they're mining all this information, trying to find stuff. Luckily, as I always say, I've got that weird brain where, because I'm in so many different fields that I can remember and pick stuff up a bit easier than everybody else. But this stuff does get found, like this William Dampier story.
Yeah.
They've all just discovered the William Dampier story and they're all running with it. Yeah. And because they've got bigger YouTube channels than me. But I'm like, but look at the dates. Mine was out a month before this.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I've got a thread to pull from you too, mate, which I'll mention shortly. But so pretty much the other ones.
Hang on, I will say one thing about the orphanage. So I do believe that the Rockhampton orphanage was originally at Meteor Park.
Okay.
And Meteor Park is actually just somewhere around Allenstown.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you mean somewhere closer around here?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think. Is that over near the TAFE?
I'm not 100% sure, because Rocky changed so much. And different names for different streets. But Meteor Park was named after the explorer, Ludwig Leichhardt.
Oh, okay.
Who was just the weirdest human being that ever lived. And he named a bunch of stuff like around here, like there's a Meteor Creek and stuff. Because he saw a meteor. He was just out exploring. There was a meteor going overhead. And he saw this meteor. And there's a weird thing about meteors. So I think Captain Cook, when he was coming through the Pacific, there was a meteor in the sky above the in the night sky, really prominent meteorite.
Yeah.
And so he wrote about that. Now that meteorite on that date is when Napoleon was born. So he was born under this meteorite.
You're kidding.
And so was the Duke of Wellington.
Really?
Napoleon and the Duke of Wellington were both born on the same day.
You're kidding me.
So the Battle of Waterloo.
Yes.
Both guys born on the same day, both under this meteor.
Underneath the meteor.
And it's the same meteor that Cook saw.
Cook saw and wrote about it. So, I love those woo-woo things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So there's a little thing I know. The orphanage used to be on Meteor Park, which was named after a meteor.
It's pulling a thread. Has you got any info on the Gayville Creek Bridge at the end of Key Street? Loved fishing off that as a kid. Shocked a couple of years ago they replaced it with the concrete one. Cool stories or spooky history. I'm pretty sure I got told that used to be it was a bit of a dumping ground for ammunition or something or guns or something up the end of the
There used to be an ammunition factory just there. So there used to be a huge factory that made ammunition there, and then they suddenly realised this is in the CBD. Probably not a good thing to have because, if it goes up, we've lost the town. Yeah. And I think there was a fire.
Is that what made him? Yeah. Okay. I can imagine.
So there's lots of stories about that. So not so much about the bridges because, the bridges are pretty obvious. Floods come through. But there was a series of attacks on women.
Oh, okay.
All along Key Street, right along under those bridges.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there used to be a footpath along there. And so what was happening was this weird guy was watching for couples because, if you're on a date, you take them for a walk.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, a bit of courting.
Yeah, there's a crocodile, get a bit of a hug.
Yeah.
And he would pick on only couples. Because what he'd do is he'd charge in and grab the girl.
Yes.
Because the guy's on a date, he's going to have cash.
Oh,
because he's paying for everything.
He's paying for everything, yeah.
So, give me the money or I break your girlfriend's arm.
Yes.
And this was happening time and time again. And so on this one day, just on the bridge next to the Criterion.
Okay, yes.
There's a couple lying on the grassy hill, getting amorous. So he comes charging up, goes to attack the girl, and the girl stands up and beats the living crap out of this guy because the cops, they've dressed one of the constables as a woman. And so these two guys are lying there going, oh, I love you so much. And see this guy coming, you're like, oh, that's the guy. And you start to grab him and beat him up.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
So I've always loved that story.
That is a great story.
And then this is something probably I'm going to put into a little YouTube clip.
Yeah.
So we used to have a gang all around Little Key Lane.
Okay,
behind the Criterion, down that little lane.
Yeah.
Called the Dirty Dozen.
Really?
And it was basically because of all these wars, the First World War, the Second World War.
Yes.
All the dads are away.
Of course, yeah.
And that's when teenagers first appear.
Yes.
They were never teenagers. You were either a kid or an adult.
Yes.
There was nothing in between.
That's right.
And then suddenly there was no adult supervision of all these kids, especially boys. So they were going a bit wild.
Yes.
And they would join in gangs and they wouldn't listen to mum. And so this gang of Dirty Dozen, now there was one constable walking down Key Lane and he sees these kids up to something. So he's like, okay. So he follows them down and doesn't see that one of the kids is hiding in a little dark and shadowy alcove.
Yeah.
Who comes out behind him with a brick and just smacks him in the head.
Oh, no.
So this guy's now fighting for his life and he gives a big scream out and other cops come in and they're chasing the kids away and they eventually capture some of them. And they're all like 15, 16 years old and stuff. Yeah. So there used to be the Dirty Dozen.
Dirty Dozen. I like that. There's something cool about that. It's like that. Yeah. I'm not condoning their actions, but I'm just saying there's something cool about that gang.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, that's a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name.
It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
It's like part of Rockhampton's policing history and everything. These are all reasons why we should know this story very, very well.
Yes, I agree.
But because I'm not from Rockhampton and I've kind of stepped in going, why aren't you talking about any of this? This stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
It's all about cattle. Let's stop talking about cows. You've got the biggest collection of heritage listed buildings on the one street in Australia. That's a jewel.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
You've got my last YouTube video. There's a woman getting around Australia. The artistic housing architecture historian lady.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I can't remember. It's something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's just visited Mackay and she just popped out a video about Mackay going, I think I found the Art Deco centre of Mackay. And Art Deco is a movement that was around 1920.
Yeah, sure.
And it's all based on Egyptians and the Mayans. And they were all about shapes. So it's all squares and triangles.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not the artistic flow of flowers and trees and stuff. That's Art Nouveau, and that's the movement before this. So suddenly you have all this flowery, and then suddenly Art Deco is like, no, rigid, straight structures, all this amazing stuff. And so if you go along E Street, and so she released this video like about 10 buildings in Mackay, and I'm like, I think I have to answer this. So I've just released my video where I go, look, I'm giving myself an hour. Let's see how many Art Deco buildings I can see. And it's me just going down E Street, going 1, 2, 3, 20, 32.
Holy smoke.
Yeah, so if you go down E Street to the very end, you have Tobruk House and Anzac House.
Yes.
They are two fantastic Art Deco buildings.
Okay.
If you look where the post office is, the old post office, there's the Telstra building just behind it.
Yes.
That's probably the best Art Deco building in Rockhampton. They're the kind of...
They're the Art Deco. They're really, a prime example of it.
So, so I kind of...
I like that, little jab.
Yeah. So, because I'm like, I'm just going to answer this. Yeah, it's a bit of fun, but I'm kind of like... Yeah, not even close. No. Sorry, Mackay. Nice try, but no.
You get the silver medal.
Yeah, and again, who's talking about this?
I know, that's it. And like I'm a big fan of that sort of stuff because I'm actually, and the reason why I asked you about that stuff, looking up the records, would you be inclined to maybe go to the library or something if you want to try and get a bit of an idea of some of the buildings around town, maybe some photos and stuff like that, or is that somewhere else you'll look?
So there's that Historical Society, which is run out of the Southside Library.
Yes.
And they've got their own room and there are specific hours they're open. So you can go in and talk to them and they might be able to point you in a direction. There's also the Rockhampton History Society, which is, if you know the Doblo's Fruit Market, that building directly opposite. So
I wonder what that was originally. I got no idea.
I'm not sure what the building used to be, but they're only open an hour a week.
Oh, that's a bit rough.
Yeah, but they do have amazing photos and all these records and stuff there. So if you're looking for anything, that's the best place.
Yeah, okay. Because the reason why I say that, because the building next door just fascinates me because it's had a fair few businesses go through it over the years, but the way that it's laid out and stuff, like I don't know anything about it in its previous history. I'm assuming from what I could see, I think it's a part of what used to be Earl's Court. I think so. The way that it's set up.
And it was big.
It was massive.
Yeah.
And like you can still see the remnants of the shape of it.
Yeah. And you can still got the bit out the front.
Yeah, that's right. So
another Art Deco building, by the way.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. So we had something wrong with the roof a while ago. So we went next door. We had to replace it, but in the brickwork, someone's etched in 1919. So and that was in the brickwork. So
and that's when it was built. Yeah, like that rough area.
Rough area. That was the brickwork. I mean, the front of it, and that's a bit.
But there's lots of photos. So even if you go to Trove, which is the Australian National Library, they digitised every newspaper and magazine.
Yes.
So there's lots of photos. Just not all the photos are great because they're old photos in newspapers, but you do get a good enough image that you can start to go,
work it out.
That's that building there. And like, that's still there. And you can actually plot things.
Because there's a massive big chimney at the back here too. It's all bricked and it'd be part of it as well. And
because they would have had to, especially the office and stuff, and the projection booth and plus they would have just had boilers.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Power everything. Yeah. I'm thinking that's what it was because they used to run an old tour years and years ago and they mistakenly used to think it was a part of the crematorium because I know there's a funeral home around here, but it's not.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's weird how somebody who you think knows what they're talking about says something and then that becomes the thing that everybody says. Yes. And it was never true to begin with.
That's right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, you take all these stories in because lots of people do my tours and they tell me their local family stories and things.
Yes.
And quite often I have to go, yeah, that wasn't true. Because I'll look into it and go, no, I think you've got mixed up with this or like there's been a bit of a confusion there. Sometimes it's true, but sometimes you're just like, no.
Yeah, that's right. And
but that's just everywhere.
Yeah, of course,
because
definitely.
grandma told you a story.
And that's
my grandma told me this story.
Yeah, grandma knows, but I guess that's probably half the battle too, mate, that you got to decipher all that stuff, don't you?
Yeah, plus grandma used to live in a building that had lead paint, so let's not rely on grandma's memory too much.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a very good point. You got a lot of compliments, mate. People just say, no question, just want to say what a legend of a guy. Love his tours as well.
It's hard to argue.
Take that, mate.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Supposedly there's tunnels under Rockhampton.
Yeah, there was definitely
built
tunnels.
during the war.
Not sure about the war, but there was definitely tunnels built. Okay, so this is where there are so the Japanese are bombing, Second World War.
Yeah.
They're bombing Broome, Darwin, Townsville, Sydney, Newcastle, all of our ports.
Yes.
Rockhampton was a port. But it was along Wappa River. But we had all these American troops here. We had General MacArthur here. We have all these the war against Japan is kind of centered around Rockhampton at the time. They built 18 bomb shelters around Rockhampton. Yep. None of them really survive except for one, which you can see on my history walk. I'll take you to it. It's actually sitting there hidden in Key Lane is a bomb shelter.
Really?
Yeah. And so in the main street, on East Street, there used to be the underground toilets.
Yes, that's right.
So that became a bomb shelter for the general public.
So
I was going to say there was how things kind of. Now I'm not saying they didn't build tunnels, and I know they built a lot of trenches.
Yes.
And one of the big trench systems was actually out at the Botanic Gardens. They had all these trenches out there. So the Japanese attacking, and they actually they ripped up a big part of the Botanic Gardens and converted it to food production because it's the war. We need food.
Of course, yeah.
And so they planted all these crops like cabbages and everything. Never picked a one.
Really?
They were never needed. Nobody ever was like, you know what we need more of is cabbage. And so all these crops that they planted never collected.
Let's choose cabbage as a choice of vegetables. But
there were tunnels and things, because there were early sewer systems and stuff like that.
Of course.
So once a month I do the dark Rockhampton tour, which is the really dark stuff.
Yes.
And so a lot of people don't know Rockhampton had a serial rapist for 35 years.
35 years.
And
jeez Louise.
Yeah, and it's all based around the CBD, so those alleyways and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when you start talking about what's under the ground.
Under the ground
stuff. He was using that stuff.
Oh, was he really?
To break into people's houses and stuff. So that's
what
I mean.
Are those a lot of those tunnels sort of like filled in or still available, you reckon, or you don't know? Or?
They're probably still there.
Yeah.
So
because
you're dealing with a town that is old.
Yeah, it is an old.
And especially the closer you get into town, some of those houses are really old.
Yeah.
And so what they're discovering now is like they'll renovate a house, they'll peel up the floor, and there's an old well, a sealed up well underneath the house. And people have always been going, we always felt a cold draft, and it's probably all this cold air pouring out of this well. So, these houses have been here for a long time. A lot of these buildings have been here for a long time.
Good point.
And they had other reasons. So that would have been for storing. They didn't have fridges. So you bury something in the ground for your wine and your beer. And so there'd be cellars, cold cellars and cold meat cellars. Yeah. And you'd have tunnels to get to roll the barrels out to the wharf.
Yeah, because there's an old story about a house several blocks up that had a tunnel that ran towards the docks or something as well, and then.
And I'm not saying
you start hearing them coming out.
I'm saying, I guarantee you a lot of these buildings and things did. That's a long trip, though.
That is a long
tunnel.
That's a long tunnel. That's why. That was the bit that was like to me. It was like, maybe not.
Yeah, like
but it could be.
Yeah, it might have had something.
Yeah,
but yeah, like.
I'm
saying
that's that grandma story again.
But that's a big tunnel.
That's a big tunnel. Yeah.
For what reason?
No, that's
you just carry it down there. Put it on a horse.
That's a good point. Yeah,
yeah. That's a lot of effort for. Is it worth the effort?
Yeah. Sometimes I love how sometimes you might see a bit of the old tramline system start pulling out of the concrete. So
you can definitely see a lot of the old tram lines down where the what's that new brewery?
Oh, a big rock brewery.
Yeah, just around there. Look in the road there, you can see the train tracks coming up.
You can still see it, eh? That's cool.
One of my favourite stories was a bank robbery.
Okay.
That happened, it's either on Key Street or Key Lane, the door was. And what they did, it was a long weekend, so nobody was working on the Monday.
Yep.
So they just attacked the door with axes on like the Saturday afternoon. And because back then everybody went to church on Sunday, nobody worked and nobody did anything on Sunday and nobody had worked on the Monday. It wasn't until Tuesday that they walked up and went, saw their door open, they realised somebody had attacked them with axes because nobody was hanging around the central business district on a Sunday.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so small country towns.
Oh, you got to love them, eh? Now, because speaking of which, so we did talk a little bit about the war. Someone mentioned about the war stuff. We've got... How the river used to be used, all the work that went into the rock walls, etc. Well, that was all set up for. Wasn't that all part of the war effort? It was all part of the shipping.
So this was, for a short time, this was the biggest port in Queensland.
Yeah,
because we had the gold rush on.
Yes,
and all these ships from the California gold fields and stuff, they're all coming from Victoria.
Yeah,
all coming here.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, by the time they'd got on the boat, the gold rush was over, but they didn't know that. So by the time they got here, everyone's like, go home.
Go home.
But a lot of people went, I don't have a job and this seems to be a good place to stay.
I'll just hang around.
That's when Rockhampton started to grow. So it was always a port and they had some really – I've got photos of some of the ships that docked here. It's like it was a serious port.
Yeah.
And so you've got all the infrastructure and there's flooding and there's –
Of course.
So you're going to have to support your harbours and so this is going on and on and on and on. One of the weirdest articles, and it took me maybe 2 months to prove that it wasn't true.
Oh, it wasn't true?
Yeah. Was so this is true that some of your older listeners might remember if you go to the Botanic Gardens, there used to be a cannon in the Botanic Gardens that you could climb over, a big ship's cannon.
I remember that, yeah.
So that was from the HMQS Gunnedah. So that's His Majesty or Her Majesty's Queensland ship. So it's not Australia, it's the colony of Queensland.
Yes.
Bought the first warship in all of Australia.
Wow.
The HMQS Gunnedah.
Gunnedah.
And so it was coming up the Fitzroy and it was all around here because of the Russians. Because it's the Crimean War. And that's when England and France joined forces to fight Crimea.
Yes.
You have the Pacific side of the Russian Empire. They have a Pacific fleet. So we're part of the British Empire.
Yes.
And in fact, the charge of the Light Brigade, so this famous poem and there's movies and things made out of the Charge Light Brigades, the horses they're riding are whalers, New South Wales Brumbies.
Oh, okay.
Because we're supplying all the horses for the army.
Yep.
So we're a supply to all the British because, the Crimea's on this side of Russia. And so we're sending all these supplies and horses up there. I don't think we ever send troops to the Crimean War.
Yep.
But there's a big fear the Russians are going to send their fleet down to kind of attack all these. So it's a big fear.
Yep.
And I found an article, and it's all about the HMQS Gunnedah coming up the river, and the Russians, 3 ships come up the river and start to attack Rockhampton.
Oh, really?
And it's like Bill the Butcher and, Fred the candlestick maker and Tommy the baker, and they're all like, what the? And they're getting their pistols and they're running down to the Key Street and they're fighting off the Russians and getting slaughtered, and the Russians are pouring through South Rockhampton, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Where did this come from?
And I'm reading it like it's a real article.
Really?
And it took me months to realise like it was basically an April Fool's joke.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of this is what would happen if we don't start preparing.
Oh, it was sort of like a bit of a scare.
But
like
I didn't
propaganda?
read that way. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so but it was all real names and it was all like real people and stuff. I'm like, this didn't happen. I worked at the War Memorial. I would know that Russia attacked Rockhampton. So,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So I'm just pulling, looking everywhere, and I kept finding references to this story.
Yes.
But nothing to say what it was. And then eventually I kind of worked. I think there was one line that I went, that's the 1st of April, you bastards.
No. I wonder how long April Fool's has been going for.
It's been a while.
Yeah, obviously, since then at least.
So there was a lot of military. We actually built a couple of warships. So we actually built warships in the Fitzroy during the Second World War. A lot of our ships were taken away, and so they became part of the Navy. So because we had a lot of tugs and
of course.
And in fact, the one reason why we lost the port they opened the Port of Gladstone, but it's a flooding river, so you have to dredge.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Ships were just getting bigger and bigger, so they had to constantly dredge it. And so our dredge, which I think was called the Crocodile, was taken down for the war effort down in Adelaide and never returned. So the river just kept silting up, and they went, we don't need it anymore.
We don't need any more.
Yeah.
Can't maintain it.
So there is a lot of military stuff, and I do believe there used to be, and it may still be up there, the pump up at Mount Morgan that used to pump the water either into the main lagoon, into the main dam up there, or pump water out of it, was a steam engine from one of the ships that sank right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And as for the Gunnedah, so if you go to and I do a Botanic Gardens tour, and I'll take and show you, there's a cannon there today.
Yep.
I once thought it had I'd kind of figured it had no connection to Rockhampton, because basically that's where the ship's cannon used to be.
Yes.
And the Australian War Memorial came up and went, Gunnedah, huh? First warship. We're the War Memorial. Thank you.
Oh, really? Took it. They took it.
So if you want to see the cannon, you've got to go down to the Australian War Memorial today. It's out the front in the War Memorial Garden. But they gave us that the little field gun from the First World War.
Is that the one on the wheels?
Yeah. So that's there. But I have recently found a photo of the capture of that cannon, and it looks like it was actually lads from Rockhampton that captured that cannon. So there is actually a link to Rockhampton with that cannon. But the Gunnedah itself still exists.
Still exists?
Yeah. So if you're driving down like to Brisbane,
yes,
I always get them mixed up. Sunny Coast, Gold. I don't know which one's which. I always forget which one's
Sunny's north, Goldie's south.
Well, it won't stick. But there's a big shipwreck about 20 minutes outside of Brisbane, right on the coast. There's this massive rotting hulk of a ship just sitting right there on you can walk up and touch it.
Really?
And that's the Gunnedah. They've just ran it straight into the beach. And so it's just slowly rotting away. Australia's first warship is this old rusting hulk that nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
That's the Gunnedah. It still exists. Australia's first warship is just sitting just down off the beach.
I wonder what suburb is it?
If you look it up.
I'll look it up. I'll have a
HMQS GUYNDAH.
Because they named a town Gunnedah. There's a town here.
Well, maybe the ship's named after the town or something.
Maybe the town's named after the ship.
I think it's an indigenous word, and I think it means thunder or lightning, because they bought two, and one was thunder and one was lightning.
Oh, okay, radio. HMA.
And yes, it was all very, very frightening. Thought I'd just throw in a Queen reference there.
Yeah, of course. Gunnedah.
What's life without a Queen reference?
I've spelled that wrong. What is it?
Well, just put up GUY.
Okay. GUY.
Yeah, NDAH.
NDAH.
And then go shipwreck.
Shipwreck. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's the Moreton Bay one. Yeah, I thought it might have been the Moreton Bay one. Holy smokes! There you go. It literally is it's right on the beach.
Yeah, it's literally on the beach.
Because there's a series of those wrecks too around Moreton Bay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was obviously part of it, but that's literally the Gunnedah just sitting right there.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Crazy.
I didn't realise the connection to it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Because somebody has to step in and go, this is important.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you grew up with it. It's always been sitting there.
You can see it slowly start deteriorating.
Yeah, it's not.
With older photos. Now it's like the last remnants of it, eh?
Yeah, they had there's still a lot of it there. But I think one side collapsed.
Oh, that's a shame. It's sad, isn't it? It's sad seeing that.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah, bloody oath. Well, while we're on the topic of shipwrecks, because I've been actually going down a little bit of rabbit hole. You know, you see these little,
you're talking about the rabbit hole king.
Yeah, well, you relate then. Because I love just listening to general knowledge stuff, right? Or stories of people and stuff like that. And I'll put something on because I get tired of listening to TV shows and watching stuff and music and that. So I'll listen to YouTube stuff and then I'll just put them in my ears and go away and do stuff. I was going down a rabbit hole with this bit of the, America's first billionaire, or technically billionaire, J.D. Rockefeller.
Yeah, the Rockefellers.
Rockefellers, yeah. And then J.P. Morgan. Which led me to the Titanic, which obviously I pulled a card out of the stupid desk game.
Oh, yeah,
which got on the topic of it, which is in regards to Thomas Andrews. And Andrews is the naval architect who designed the RMS Titanic, declared the ship unsinkable, bragging it would serve as its own lifeboat. After the ship struck an iceberg and began sinking, Andrews gave up his seat on the actual lifeboat to stewardess Mary Sloan. Now that would be one of those questions I would ask whether it's true or false. Obviously, that one's true.
Yeah. So, there is a link to Rockhampton with the Titanic.
Is there?
Yeah, I remember finding it, and so I think somebody who either moved to Rockhampton after or was in England and caught the boat, and so I'm pretty sure there's a case there. I know there was a couple of Australians on the Titanic. So the classic thing is, only God can sink this ship. Well, he sank it.
He sank it, yeah.
And so it was all about the compartments. That he designed all these different compartments in there. So if one floods, that's fine.
Yeah,
you'd have to literally flood like 20 of the 30 compartments.
Yes.
That's exactly what this iceberg did. And so,
unfortunately, I'm not laughing. It's just
and that's what I mean. Like,
it's ironic.
Let me tell you something funny about the worst moment of something.
Yeah, that's right.
So this iceberg's literally hit it at the worst possible place that kind of goes between all these different compartments. So it split them at the same time.
Yeah,
but it's also run right down the whole hull.
Yeah.
So one thing that's really amazing, and this is something that always shocks me.
Yes.
So obviously it's the Marconi, it's the telegraph. They've actually got a Marconi wireless on there going SOS, where's drowning? And it's another ship that hears this, I think the Lutania or something, and they're rushing in, trying to get to it as quickly as they can. There's reports that they actually went past it, that they thought it was there, and then they went, no, that's not it. It's
somewhere else, yeah.
And so it's also being heard, the SOS is being heard in America. So, it's all the early wireless. But eventually they start sending ships in to pick up survivors.
Yeah.
And one ship sailing in is like, look at that big iceberg over there. And look how it's got this bit of paint along the edge. Is that the iceberg?
Oh, no way.
And they took a photo.
So there's an actual photo.
So there's an actual photo of the iceberg that hit the Titanic.
That's crazy.
It's those things that blow my mind.
Yes.
When you think that's just water, that's ice that another day and it probably wouldn't be there.
That's
or
exactly
moved
right.
away or tied, whatever. Or it'd roll over and you wouldn't see the paint bit. But they just happened to be there and took a photo, and so there's an actual photo of it. Of the iceberg.
I love how, because like you said, pulling threads, right? And this one really pulled my thread because he was making links to all that sort of stuff, and it really trips me out. So the one that I particularly saw, they're talking about how JP Morgan wanted to establish the Federal Reserve. The people who were the yay and nay were against it. They didn't want a part of it. And then obviously JP Morgan's a financier behind the ships and the Titanic. And then just by pure coincidence, they just happened to be a lot of those people that were the nayers were on the Titanic, and then the Titanic sunk, and then next thing you know, the Federal Reserve is established.
Yeah,
and then you start connecting these dots, and you're sitting there going, and then you go through history, and then you know that there's been so much conspiracy and things like that happen. Like, it didn't take me much to go, you know what, maybe that is true.
But just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean it wasn't true.
True, that's exactly right, yeah.
And history is full of that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's things that you just like, there's no way.
Yes.
And that's literally my job.
Yes.
Is like, I'm the guy, because I just got this weird interest in so many things. I'm like, well, I know that name.
Yes.
Why do I know that name? Wait, that's this guy over here who did this thing.
Yeah.
Wait, they're the same guy? And so you start tying in all these historic events that had no connection to each other whatsoever. Yes. So the weirdest one I found was when Captain Cook was killed in Hawaii.
Yes.
The Hawaiians ate him.
Yes.
And they only knew that, and so they came storming back through. Now, if you look at any painting of the death of Captain Cook, it's him on the beach with his musket, heroically beating away all these Hawaiians. And if you look in the painting, there's usually a bit of ocean next to that.
Yes.
And there's a little rowboat with all these English soldiers firing into the Hawaiians trying to save them. Well, that actually happened.
Oh, did it really?
And the guy, the lieutenant who's in charge, is a young lieutenant called Bligh.
Okay.
So that's William Bligh, Mutiny on the Bounty.
Yes.
William Bligh, Governor of New South Wales.
Oh.
The Rum Rebellion.
Yes.
Who captures Governor Bligh. Right? So this is all that one guy. So Bligh, when he's they storm the beach and they find bits of body around the campfire, and they find a hand, and the hand has a weird scar across the thumb.
Yeah.
So Cook, as a younger man in the American Civil War and the war against the French in Canada and stuff, he's the guy that mapped all that Newfoundland coast of Canada.
Yes.
And his maps were so accurate, they were still using those maps just a few, like up until a decade ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he did all this mapping, and so that's why they gave him this job.
Yes.
You're a good map maker. Go down and map the southern continent. And he was getting on a boat, and his little powder horn for his musket exploded.
Oh,
and
did it?
Took off his thumb.
Oh, no.
But luckily there was a French ship nearby, and they had a surgeon, because, the warships usually have a surgeon, but it's this alcoholic doctor who's like, and he just kind of stitches the thumb back on and actually does retouch his thumb.
Does he?
And so that's the scar. So that's when they knew that was Cook's hand.
That was him.
Right? So this has happened. He's busted his hand. He's like, I can't really use my hand anymore. And they're like, oh, okay, we're going to send you back to England. So go back to England, have a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
And so he's about to leave Canada when this guy comes up going, oh, I'm a natural historian. I've been collecting all the butterflies for the museum and stuff. Do you mind taking my stuff back with me and dropping it off at the museum for me? And the captain's like, oh, how much stuff? He's like, well, I got a canoe and I got a couple other things. Like, it's not a lot. And he's like, oh, all right, yeah, throw it in the hold.
Yeah.
And that guy is Joseph Banks.
Oh, okay.
So the naturalist that sails with Cook on the HMS Endeavour,
yes,
who names all the stuff in Australia, is Banks.
Banks, yeah.
So it's always been said they didn't know each other, and it was Banks who was so rich. He's paid his way onto this. Oh, you're going to the South Seas? I'd like to go on that. I'm going to pay my way onto this boat.
Yes.
And that's what every history book says. That's when they first met.
Ah.
And I've just proven.
Yes.
No, they met in Canada maybe 2 years beforehand.
Really?
Because it was Banks who came up going, can you take all this stuff?
Take all that stuff.
And they never say it's Cook. Like it's Cook's ship, and we know Cook's the captain of the ship. It just says the officers on board.
Ah, okay.
They're not going to do this without Cook's permission.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
He was in that meeting, so they knew each other. So you can kind of pick up these little connections and stuff. And it's only because I know paleontology and history, natural history, and I've literally worked at the London Natural History Museum. I've held a fish that was caught by Banks on the Endeavour in Botany Bay. Like that.
That's amazing.
I kind of had this in my head that I went, so when I was researching this stuff, I'm like, wait, no, that's them. So you just because like a lot of people say this is the way the history was, doesn't mean it just means somebody said something one time and everyone's listening to those people.
And that's the narrative that they run with.
And on my history tour, the classic example is the mountain range on the other side of Rockhampton, that Mount Archer's part of.
Yeah.
What's the mountain range called that you all people say starts with B?
Berserker.
That's not the word.
What is it, Berserker?
It's Berserker. Because the Archers are Norwegian, and they've named everything around here after the Vikings.
Yes.
So when you go to Wandle, that's actually Vandal. And the Vandals were the Vikings who invaded and sacked Rome. Yes. And that's where we get vandalism from. Ah. So that's a Viking word. We're on Mount Athelstan, and Athelstan was the last English king, the first English king who got rid of the Vikings. Everything around here is named after the Vikings. The very end mountain down there is named after Odin's horse.
Yes.
That's Berserker.
That's Berserker. So it is Berserker.
But somewhere along the line, somewhere in Rockhampton started saying the name wrong, and you all just start saying the name wrong. I'm like, well, I can't even say it that way.
That'll just be our slack jaw.
But that's how it works. Yeah. Like somewhere along the line, somebody said it that way, and then everybody just says it that way. That's not the way you say it, but that's the way everybody says it today.
It's funny because I grew up saying it that way because that was the way that everyone told me. But when you hear like a news, like when someone's reporting something on the news and they go, you know, a car accident happened in Berserker today, and everyone's just like, what? Oh, she got it wrong.
I've heard locals. I've heard locals go, it's not. It's
Berserker.
I can't say it. And I'm like, no, actually, it's not. It's the. But I'm from Canberra, and when you watch the football or the cricket from Canberra, they're at Manuka Oval.
Yeah,
it's Manuka.
Manuka. Yeah,
but it was the Queen who opened Manuka. And when she cut the ribbon, she said, "I call this Manuka," and everybody went,
"Oh no, we're stuck with it."
Manuka now. The Queen said it.
We're stuck with it. Imagine correcting her.
Yeah, yes.
Off with his head.
So, yeah, you damn colonials. Actually, that's not what they say. They say, oh, I was in England, and they suddenly, oh, you're one of those. You're a, what are they? Oh, it'll come to me. But yeah, it's a term that literally means the other side of the world.
Oh, okay.
And so, Antipodean.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're an Antipodean. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And so the Antipodeans are a mountain range. So they're saying you live on the other side of the mountain range. And so officially, the Antipodes, so the Antipodes of Australia, is not England.
Oh.
The Antipodes of England is actually New Zealand. So New Zealanders are Antipodeans to him because they're on the exact opposite side of the planet. We're not. So when they say that, I'm like, no. Well, no, actually, you're incorrect. If you officially look at the cartography and like say, well, yeah, fuck you.
I can tell you what, mate. I can see why. Like, I can see why you go down those rabbit holes. Like the excitement of it, and you start. Like that one in particular really got my juices flowing. You know, I was sitting there going, oh, yes, I can see this being a conspiracy. It makes sense. You put the dots together.
Yep.
It makes pure sense.
Because everything has, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction.
Yes.
We know this is the first, it happens today.
Yeah, it happens all the time, doesn't it?
Virgin did their first flight into space.
Yes.
Who went on that?
Yeah,
pop stars and rich people.
Yes.
And, that was literally because they're the ones that can afford it.
Yeah,
and they're doing this first thing ever.
Yeah, and it's innovative, it's new, and everyone's talking about it. So it would have been all
the rich from New York and stuff.
I love there's something poetic about the fact that they kept that port in New York.
Yeah,
always kept it free.
Always a little thing,
saying that it was always going to be it was free. Always they kept it. I don't know.
One of my favourite stories
still waiting for the Titanic.
Because they were going to enter in the Second World War, the Allies were going to go into Italy.
Yes.
And so the Americans were like, yeah, we don't like these British guys very much, and we're both going to enter Italy on either side of this beach.
Yes.
So the Americans secretly went to the mafia.
Yes.
And went, clear the way for us.
Really?
Just let us know where the Germans are, and don't do it for them.
Yeah, do it
so
for
when the British came on, it was a bloodbath because
really?
They weren't prepared. The Americans, when they hit, they already knew where everybody was and where all the strong points were, and the local Italians had cleared out some of the, and so they actually had the mafia support.
Wow.
And then there was a big fear that the Germans were dropping English-speaking Germans into America to start sabotaging. And there was near that a ship was sunk.
Oh, really?
Like a weird, and it was one of the big cruise liners that were going to take the American troops to Germany. And so there was a big fear that it was the Germans who did that. So again, they went to the mafia and went, well, you guys own the docks. So we want you to keep the docks safe, make sure the German and the mafia are like, done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're true blue Americans. We'll look after it. And so actually secretly,
don't
all
worry
this stuff about JFK and as if the mafia would be connected. Oh no.
Yes.
There is a history.
Yes.
This absolutely happened. And so we know that these ties were tied up in the 40s.
Yeah, of course it's going to be
not that long later that JFK was shot. So I'm not saying that the mafia had anything to do with JFK.
No.
Mafia had anything to do with it. Oh yeah, something's going on.
The conspiracy things were pretty much invented around the JFK, wasn't it? Way before that, or
so.
The term?
No.
Well, what do you want to?
You want a conspiracy?
Yes.
So you're talking about the Titanic.
Yes.
So a book I have written that no publisher will publish.
Really?
And again, going back I've got this story that is so important
Yeah.
People are going to watch this and steal it from me. But I've already written the book, so
that's
publish
right.
out there, publish my book.
Yes, we need publishers.
So the first fleet arrives in Botany Bay.
Yeah.
It's run by the Navy. The Navy's actually running the first fleet.
Okay.
And all the transports show up and everything, and that's why Philip.
Yes.
He's a Navy man.
Yes.
So he's the first governor. And so he's setting up Botany Bay. They arrive in Botany Bay. They go, oh, it's a mangrove swamp. We can't do a colony here.
Yes.
And he's like, look, we've just spent 6 months getting here. We're not going to just go home. On Cook's map, there's a couple of heads up there. Let's go see what's in there and discover Sydney Harbour.
Yeah.
Start Sydney Cove,
Yep.
the first colony. For some reason, it's still called Botany Bay. They're not in Botany Bay.
No, it's good.
So a lot of there's 11 ships. The first fleet's 11 ships. So some of those ships start going off to do other things.
Yes,
because they're going to go to after this. They're going to go up to Asia, pick up some spices and whatever, take them back to England, make some money on the way back.
Yep.
The very last, the 11th ship to leaves with the bad news: everyone's dying.
Oh.
We've landed in a place where nothing makes sense. We're planting crops and they're dying in the ground because they've got the seasons wrong. They're
it's
planting
opposite.
by British seasons and we're the Antipodes. We're on the other side of the planet. And so when they plant their crops, they're planting them in summer when they're supposed to plant them in spring and whatever. So they're running out of food. They've only got the food they brought with them and they're running out of food. So the last ship back brings the word they're in trouble.
Okay.
We're still 6 months before the second fleet is sent.
Yes.
Now, the second fleet makes everything worse. Because the people don't, because it's not the Navy running this, it's all privateers. Just, the lowest denominator, lowest bidder.
Yes.
They don't feed the convicts.
Oh, no.
So when they arrive, the convicts are
starving.
It's one of the most outrageous things. Like, so many people died on the second fleet.
Really?
And those that survive, they get there, they haven't washed, they're full of fleas, they're just
malnourished,
literally dying of starvation. And they've landed on a place that has no food.
Oh.
So the second fleet actually makes everything worse.
Oh, no.
However, this 11th ship comes back.
Yeah.
Banks hears about this, and Banks is really invested in the Botany Bay. He was the guy that was on the Endeavour.
Yes.
So he organised, he goes to the Navy and goes, we need to send a rescue ship, the HMS Guardian. This giant warship.
Yep.
We're going to take most of the cannons off, fill it full of food, fill it full of cows.
Yeah.
Send it down to save the first fleet. So it sets sail under a guy called Ryu, Captain Ryu, R-I-O-U. And so Captain Ryu is one of my great heroes. So he's on it. Off they go down, they get to South Africa, restock, they've got to get more cows. Some of the cows have died on the way, more water, more food, everything, So they're ready to go. They're going to go down south under Western Australia, sail all the bottom of Australia, catch the roaring 40s winds.
Yes.
Roar down there, get to Tassie, hang a left, come up to Botany Bay, save everyone.
Yes.
This is all true. Sails from Cape Town down south goes too far south.
Oh, no.
Suddenly, they're not finding the winds they thought they were going to find, and they're starting to run out of water. There's all this cattle and all these they've actually got convicts on there too.
Yeah.
And so they're in big trouble. They've got no water. They're so far south, everyone's getting cold.
Oh, of course.
Because what's south?
The Arctic. Antarctica.
Massive iceberg comes up. And they're like, that's water.
Oh.
That's fresh water.
Yeah, of course.
It's just frozen. So we'll just go chip a bit of that off. So it's reasonably steady sea. So they kind of bring the Guardian up to this iceberg and they're like chipping ice off, and then suddenly a wave goes.
Oh, no.
And so now they've got a massive gash inside the side of they've hit an iceberg.
Oh, of course. Yes.
And they're sinking.
No.
And so all the passengers, they've only got enough life rafts for a few people. Is any of this sounding familiar?
Yes, this is reminiscing here.
So every single person that gets on the life raft is gone. They're never seen again. They're all die horribly. They're all dead in the South Seas. So just like this, they're like, there's too many people, and if we just let everyone go now, they're going to jump and swamp the boats.
Yes.
So they're letting all these convicts and everything, and they're holding them under guns, going, "Do not move."
Yes.
Until they're far enough away, because if we let you go now, you're just
going
to
go jump and
go try and climb in and swamp it. So they're waiting for those to get far enough away.
Yep.
None of them have ever seen
Oh,
them. They
no.
all die horribly.
Oh, no.
Ryu turns to all these convicts and goes, "Look, guys, we don't seem to be sinking. It's a wooden ship.
Yeah, of course.
We've kind of got, like, literally the deck of the ship is at water level. That's how much it's sunk. Doesn't seem to be going any further because it's still a wooden ship.
Yes.
I reckon we're good. I reckon
we just take it.
We just try and get back to Africa.
Yeah.
So if you guys help me, I promise you your freedom."
Yep.
And so whoever's left, turn the Guardian around, and they slowly get it back to Africa. They make it.
Wow.
They reach Africa. The ship's in such bad shape. They're just like, hit the beach.
Just go straight for it.
We're not dicking around here. We're not going to try and get to port or anything. Let's just hit the land.
Yeah.
So they actually land quite a way up.
Yeah.
They've missed most of South Africa, and they've gone quite a way up. And they've hit the beach there. So now they're stuck in the middle of middle South Africa, which is basically Zulu land.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, "There's lions over there. We're in trouble." So they kind of contemplating, we're going to have to walk down to Cape Town from here.
Yeah.
And so they start this group of white people just traipsing through Zulu land.
Oh, no.
And they do get back.
Do they?
And it's the most incredible story ever, except the reason why you've never heard of this is just as they arrive, Cape Town has gone crazy.
Really?
Because William Bligh has just had the mutiny on the Bounty. And he's over Tahiti, and the mutineers have kicked him off, left him on this little boat, and they've all taken off to go back to Tahiti to pick up the girls because they know what a good time is. And then they'll go to Pitcairn Island and populate Pitcairn Island. We don't know that at the time.
Yes.
And so Bligh, with the few sailors that stuck with him, is now in this little rowboat, and he proceeds, the greatest single sailing feat ever, takes this rowboat all the way from Tahiti in the mid-Pacific, all the way through Indonesia, all the way to basically Indonesia.
Whoa.
Where they find a Dutch ship, and they've just arrived at Cape Town. So everyone's gone Bligh crazy. Yeah. And here's Ryu going, we just did this. And they're like, look at this. This is sailing. Yeah. That's a sailor. What you did, So this story's never been told.
Wow.
Never been told.
Wow.
And where it gets crazy is so Ryu goes back. He now gets another ship. He's now part of Lord Admiral Nelson, the Nelson fleet.
Yeah.
They're now fighting the Dutch. Yep. So they send their fleet into Copenhagen.
Oh, yes.
So it's Nelson who's at the front of this fleet, and he's attacking, but he's not in charge of the fleet. So Nelson's in charge of this part of the fleet.
Yeah.
And he's got about 20 ships under him. And what the Dutch have done is they've lined up all their warships along the coastline, along their harbour. So they put all their cannons just literally facing straight out. And they're right on the dock, so it's going to be hard to sink them. So they're basically floating fortresses.
Wow.
So it's Nelson who's charging in. There's one little fleet in the middle, and then the main fleet's on the outside where the actual admiral is. And the admiral sees what's going on, can just see it's going bad.
Yeah.
So he puts up the flag, retreat.
Yep.
Right? And so this is where the famous thing is, because Nelson lost an eye.
Okay.
And so they're in this fight, and one of his officers go, Admiral's telling us to retreat. And he's like, really? And he puts up his telescope to his bad eye. I don't see anything.
That is gangster.
So he raises the flag, continue the attack.
Yeah.
So all his local guys are like, well, that's the flag we have to attend to.
Yes.
And the guy in the middle is Bligh.
Oh,
and he's now like, that admiral said retreat, that admiral's saying attack, we're going attack. So he puts up the attack flag, so the attack keeps going.
Wow.
Unfortunately, there's a fourth fleet. So these are all ships of the line. These are the big 4-deck 50 cannons. The smaller ships, they're called frigates.
Yeah.
And there's a little frigate, and they're quick, and they've got less guns, but they're much more maneuverable. Ryu's in charge of that. And so Ryu's coming through, and he goes, retreat, attack, but he doesn't see the attack signal. He sees the retreat signal. So he's like, all right, lads, we're out of here. So he turns his ships around, which means he's put his back to all those cannons.
Oh, no.
And the Dutch just fire straight through him and kill Ryu. And so Ryu's gone.
No.
So this really important sailor who's done some amazing important stuff
gets flattened.
Gone.
Oh.
So where this gets weird is when he's on that ship sinking in the Pacific, in the Antarctic and just at the iceberg, there's a kid there whose dad is Lord Camelford.
Okay.
And so he doesn't know that his dad's just died and now he's the new Lord Camelford. Right? And he's a weird kid.
Yes.
So he comes out of this like a bit of a hero, like you've just been on this amazing adventure and you've just done all this stuff, gets back to England like, oh, you're Lord Camelford, by the way. Wow, I've got all my dad's money and stuff. So he starts investing in things and he comes to Sydney Harbour where he causes a lot of trouble. He goes back into the Navy. He's a lieutenant. A captain on the docks, a captain comes up and goes, Lieutenant, what are you doing there? He's like, oh, I'm doing whatever I want to do. It's like, well, I'm telling you to do this. He's like, nah, I'm not going to listen to you. Bang.
Oh, no.
And so he goes on trial for the murdering of a senior officer.
Yeah.
And Camelford says he didn't follow my order. I ordered him to do this thing, and this captain, I'm a lieutenant, this captain didn't do this thing I wanted to do, but he didn't follow my order, so I had every right to shoot him. And Camelford is so well connected because he's the cousin of the Prime Minister.
Yes.
And he's one of the richest, most powerful counts of, families in England. The Navy goes, all right.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And so
they folded.
But they kind of like, but you're out of the Navy now.
Yeah, come.
And so he's doing all these things. He's in Australia. He becomes a sailor on an expedition under Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
So where Cook is famous here, Vancouver is clearly famous in Canada. He's the guy that goes along the west coast of Canada, does all the exploring there. So he's a really famous explorer. Literally, there's a place called Vancouver named after him.
Yes.
And so he's on that. And this kid, this Lord Camelford, is such a pain in the ass and causing so much trouble that when they pull into Sydney, he throws him off the ship. He goes like, mate, I can't handle you anymore. Fuck off. And dumps him in Sydney.
Wow.
So this kid now because he's the richest man on the planet, buys his own ship and kind of sails his way back. He is walking down the street. This is years later. And here is the much older Vancouver.
Yes.
Almost as famous as Cook, this very famous explorer, completely hobbled and old, walking down the street, and Camelford proceeds to beat the living shit out of him and kills him.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Actually kills
Vancouver.
Or at least beats him to the point that he dies from these injuries.
Wow.
Now, Vancouver's brother is standing next to him, and he's an old farmer from Wales, so he steps in and beats the crap out of Camelford.
Yeah, good.
But he's dead.
Yes.
So everyone's like, don't do that again.
Oh, really?
But Camelford's clearly off his rocker.
Something wrong.
So now he's like, Napoleon. I'm going to fuck Napoleon up.
Really?
Where's my pistols? And he goes to Paris, and Napoleon's coming down in the parade on the main street, and he comes out of nowhere and tries to assassinate Napoleon. The French capture him, and they're like, fuck, that's Camelford. That's the Prime Minister of England's cousin. And he's like really rich. And they're like, England, we'll give him back. Just don't let him come to France again.
Oh, really?
And England's like, yeah, we'll look after him. And so they give him back. He immediately escapes, comes back to France and tries to assassinate Napoleon again. And the French are like, England, you promised us. And finally, he picks a fight with somebody and they have a duel and dies. He's like killed. And that's literally the end of he's the only Camelford. There are no brothers. There are no sisters. He never has.
He was the
kids.
last line of the chain.
The very last of one of the most important families has done because of the Mad Lord Camelford.
Well, Mad Lord
Camelford. Who killed the explorer, Vancouver.
Oh, wow. That's some crazy yarns, eh? Isn't
the
that
Australian
crazy?
Titanic.
Australian Titanic. I love those connections, eh?
Yeah, so you can see what I mean. Like, how's nobody ever told that story before?
Yeah, no, that is a good yarn.
That's a really important story. That's the first fleet, the second fleet.
Yes.
Banks, Vancouver. This story literally has everyone you could possibly want and crazy shit, Napoleon and the Nelson attack on Copenhagen. Like, it has everything. And so that's the book I've written, and Australian publishers are like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that bad, all right?
No, but that's a good history.
But when you get stuff like that, it gets into did that really happen? Or is it you just kind of making some leaps? I'm like, no, this is literally what happened.
Yeah. I think it's because you need someone to break that mold, like you said with the YouTube one. But again, you did same thing.
Because I come at it from I know the stories of banks, and I know the story of all these things, and I know how Vancouver found fossils in Canada, and so just things are ticking in my head, going, wait, what?
Yeah,
like that can't be true, and
it's insane. Eh?
It's absolutely true.
Oh man, I love those sort of connections to that sort of stuff. Eh? Is there any other things that you want to look into around Central Queensland itself, or you sort of tapped in? There's a lot more.
So
you don't have to tell too much. You don't have to give away anything that you're looking at.
This is brand new. This was probably Friday. I found this because I was looking up the stuff about the Jack the Ripper thing.
Yeah,
and there was one because basically the guy we're talking about, his skull used to be on display with Ned Kelly's skull.
Okay,
right.
Yes.
So his skull's connected to Ned Kelly, and they were both actually in the same graveyard. And so the reason why we had the skulls is they were buried in the Melbourne jail.
Yep.
And they closed the jail and they reinterred the bodies.
Yes,
and it became a big scavenger hunt. Fortune hunters were going in and grabbing Ned Kelly's bones and selling them.
Yeah,
and obviously they were just grabbing anybody's old bones, saying they're Ned Kelly's. But a lot of Ned Kelly's stuff went.
Yes,
but they managed to save the skull and they got deeming.
Yes.
And so these were on display, what is today the National Film and Sound Archives in Canberra, which used to be the Australian Anatomy Institute.
Ah, okay.
And so both skulls were in the cabinet there. And so just because this is connected to Ned Kelly, and I was kind of researching and looking stuff up, one thing hit. The Ned Kelly, the Queensland police that captured Ned Kelly.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, wait, the what?
Yeah.
And they're like, I know it was the troopers at Glenrowan or whatever it was. It was the troopers that came in. They had a big shoot and you had the metal thing on.
Yep.
That's not them.
Oh, okay.
Right? So what happened was clearly there's Ned Kelly's got some ins with the local police.
Yes.
And so they're probably going, mate, they're onto you. Just
get ready.
Get out of there. And so the Victorian government is like, we can't really trust our own police force because we keep trying to trap the Kellys and they somebody's letting them know. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get some Indigenous trackers from Rockhampton.
Ah, okay.
And we're going to bring this troop of Indigenous, like the native troops, the native constables who are literally where the Botanic Gardens is today. That's where they used to be housed.
Oh, wow, yeah.
By the grandson of Bligh, may I just add, was in charge of them.
Of course.
And so they're going to come down and they're going to track them in the bush. And this freaked the Kelly out gang so bad. They freaked out so much because they're like, oh, these guys have got us. We can't escape them.
Yes.
So they stopped.
Ah.
They just didn't do anything. They just went to ground, which is why Kelly had so much time to build his armour.
To prepare it.
Yeah, so he's using this time to get prepared.
Get ready for it.
Because of his absolute fear of these Rockhampton Indigenous trackers. Wow. But a big fight breaks out between the Victorian police and the Queensland police.
Yep.
And eventually the Queensland police are like, fuck you.
Yep.
Do it yourselves.
Yeah.
We're not taking this shit from you.
Yeah. You called us.
We're going back. And so
messages.
These are the things I was finding was the letters from the Queensland government saying thank you. Even though you didn't catch him,
yes,
you suppressed the Kelly gang for so long that that absolutely led to their capture. But they were so terrified of you guys. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Fuck the don't listen to them.
Don't listen to them.
We saw what you did. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So I started pulling this story, and there's still more to do here. Like this is
but that's
new.
Cool. That's like give people a little bit of an insight into something to
So
look forward to.
I'm starting to realise that I don't think they are from Rockhampton. I'm starting to think they're from Townsville.
Oh, okay.
But Rockhampton was kind of running Townsville at the time. Like all our it was the police coming from here going up there. And so there's more to learn there. But I have found one of them absolutely was. One of them is absolutely from Rockhampton, one of these trackers. There's I found a bunch of their names. They're just terrible names. They're like, Bill. Like, that's not his name. But how do I look him up?
Yeah, I know.
I
That's
can't
it.
just
Where do
look
you
up
start
Bill
with
the
that?
tracker.
Yeah.
So like I can see there's but again, I'm only just getting into it, and maybe somebody else has done a report and gave their original names or something. And,
was because.
But have you ever heard of any Rockhampton connection to the Ned Kelly gang other than we had one of his pistols here at one point?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a seriously important Australian story.
Of course it is. Yeah, it's an iconic one. And that's what I keep telling people
about Rockhampton is like, you need a historian to step in and start pulling all these threads and falling all this stuff. And that's why I'm still here, because I keep going. Yeah, I keep getting like a new museum was opening at Newcastle, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to come and help set up the?" I'm like, "Nope." I feel
there's still too much work here to do.
Yeah, like I get to do my tours and then write my books and keep the research going. There's way too much meat on these bones here.
I could imagine. Well, I guess people, because like you said, like people don't really understand like the importance or the role that Rocky actually played in the foundations and in the growth of and an important role it played in the States and all that in the formation of Australia, I guess you could say, a new modern Australia.
It was definitely Queensland.
Yeah.
And definitely colonial times.
Yeah, colonial times and stuff.
The gold, like the gold's just crazy. In fact, I'm sure I read a report last week saying that the Olympics coming up in 32.
Yes.
The gold medals are going to be Mount Morgan gold.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised.
They're collecting the gold from Mount Morgan to produce the gold medals.
That. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, and there is an amazing story because we're getting the rowing.
Yes.
And so one of the stories I do tell on the history, I actually tell it on more because it's such an important story. I generally tell it on the Ghost and Murder story too. Is why we absolutely should have the rowing on this river.
Yes.
Because there's a story that is just insane.
Yeah.
And I tell people this story and they're like, oh, that can't be true. I'm like, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So historically, there's absolutely rock solid reason why that should be the river.
Yes. There's an important connection to it.
Yeah, so the gold, but it wasn't just the gold, the first Australian soldier to die in battle is from Rockhampton during the Boer War.
Isn't that insane?
We lost soldiers before that, but they went to the Sudan and then they went to the Boxer Rebellion in China. Mm-hmm. None of them died in battle. They died of disease and stuff like that. Okay. So they didn't actually die in battle. Yeah. So in the Boer War, the very first soldier to die in battle in the Boer War, which is the very first Australian soldier ever, is a guy from Rockhampton.
It's insane, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, there's a street named after him around here.
So, is there?
Sorry, I just don't remember what
that's all right. Because
the Light Horse are probably from Rockhampton, like the earliest versions of the Light Horse.
Because at one point, when they're going to make Rockhampton, there was going to be a capital of the Northern Queensland or something.
The CQT, the Central Queensland Territory.
Queensland Territory.
Rockhampton voted 3 times to separate from
Did
Queensland.
they? Really?
The last vote being 1901.
Oh, okay.
So literally in Federation, we voted to leave Queensland.
Yes.
And they thought they had the vote. They actually absolutely thought they had it. And they lost it by like 1 or 2 votes.
Did they? Because it was the old, this is me, I'm just hearing all the wives' tales. I'm pretty sure, wasn't the Mater Hospital originally going to be, there was a building there, there's going to be the member of Parliament or state.
Yeah, like Governor's House.
Governor's House or something like that.
But no, the Customs House was going to be
House of Parliament. House of Parliament, yeah.
And that's why it has a dome on the top. Originally, it didn't have a dome, and domes mean capitals.
Capitals. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go.
So it originally didn't.
Yes.
And they were like, we're going to get this vote, so let's put the dome on.
Let's put the dome on.
No. The vote.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
it's crazy.
So I've got my book, 101 Weird Things About Rockhampton.
Yes, that's right. I think that is good, that book.
Yeah. So, the first flight was in Rockhampton.
Yeah.
So many firsts here. We have this idea that Rocky's this backwater nothing.
Yeah.
I just did a history walk this morning, and one of the things I give people in there is a Norwegian stamp.
Oh, okay.
And it's a stamp of Colin Archer.
Yes.
The Archer brothers.
Oh, really?
So Colin Archer was the guy who built the boat that they came up the Fitzroy River and named it the Fitzroy River.
Yes.
He only stayed. He was one of the Archer brothers. He only stayed for a short time. Then he went back to Norway and he built the boat that got to the South Pole. So the first person to get to the South Pole is the Norwegian Roland Edmondson.
Yep.
Colin Archer built that boat. And so in Norway, he's really important. So there are stamps of Colin Archer in Norway.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It just fascinates me, mate. It really does. So, mate, what's your plans coming up this end of this year, mate?
So if anybody's out there looking for a Christmas party.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got the Ghost and Murder tours on every Friday night, Saturday night. I've got the cemetery walk on every Wednesday night. We do the dark Rockhampton, the really nasty one.
Yeah.
We only do that once a month. We just did it last Friday. It was a great tour.
Was it? Excellent.
Yeah, it had about 20 people on that. And, because, so many weird stories. So that's coming up again in December.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be on Boxing Day night. I was thinking I'd do it.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
That'd be a Friday night.
Lots of people have families.
Yes.
You've done Christmas.
You're in town.
You've done Boxing Day.
Yep.
You now want to get everyone out of the fucking house.
You
got all those relatives. You're like, oh, here's your Christmas present. Here's 2 tickets to the go do this while we have a bit of a rest from you dickhead.
About enough of the family for the weekend. Yeah, 2 days is enough.
So can I just stress?
Yes.
You can book a tour anytime. So if you've got a small group or anything, we can do tours almost anytime. So if you've
got
family coming into town, you want to get them out of the house, I'm happily take them off your hands.
Ah, there you go. Beautiful.
But also school holidays, we'll do the zoo tour. So that's the fossil tour where you get to hold fossils of all the prehistoric relatives of the animals in the zoo. And then this will be coming out. So
that's right. Yeah. Listen, and because that's one thing I want to mention, I want to say, we have talked about it before. I really want to do a Deadass tour with Phil Hore, and it'd be a cemetery one, and we'll plan it. We'll run some dates past Phil.
We'll do the Halloween one.
Do the Halloween one because I think that would be the best. One to suit.
Do the nasty one.
Yeah, the nasty one. So if you're really into that stuff, that'd be great. I know that I've got quite a few people that are interested in it. And they've been they constantly ask me when we're going to do it. I say, we'll do it.
Because I found the first. There's only the bubonic plague, the actual plague, broke out in Rockhampton.
Did it?
And they've hidden those graves. You can't find those graves. Yeah, I found one.
You found one?
Yeah. So I've got one.
Yeah.
I've got a guy who died from leprosy.
Wow.
I found this is a true thing.
Yeah.
Rockhampton, the biggest competition that used to be in Rockhampton was the Ugly Man competition.
Really?
Yeah. So Rockhampton's, and it was a big thing in Australia.
Really?
It was so big in Western Australia, they had Ugly Palooza. And it was this big Ugly Man festival, and they took over this whole town for a week. And so it was all it's all for charity, and you had to vote for me. I'm Rockhampton's ugliest man. And I found the 1922 Ugly Man.
Really?
I found his grave.
Wow.
There's the really famous story about the witch's grave up at Mount Morgan.
I have heard about that.
Because it's got a pentagram.
Yes.
So I found, because I was looking at another grave and I went, what's that? And went, what is this?
Yes.
Has the pentagram.
Yes.
Has the other one's the pyramid in the circle.
Yes.
Has the pyramid in the, so it has all the stuff the Mount Morgan one has 2 cross cannons, has 2 cross sabres with a bugle above it, which means that's a soldier who died in battle.
Yes.
Cross cannon means he was in the artillery.
Yes.
It actually has a carved depiction of a woman weeping at a grave.
Really?
This thing blows the Mount Morgan witch out of the water. And I'm just looking at this thing going, how have I never heard anybody say a word about this? And it's because it's in a weird place. And because I just happened to be looking at this one grave about this one murder that I kind of went, oh, look at that. and so I kind of found this astonishing headstone. So, yeah, we'll visit that as well.
Wow.
The Griffin, the guy who murdered the 2 police officers.
Yes,
the police commissioner who killed, I found his grave.
You found his grave?
Yeah, so
I'll show you the grave where I actually found a deceased person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. It's a long story short, but I took the family to the cemetery on a Sunday afternoon, and I found a person that wasn't supposed to be in a grave.
Oh, really?
So, on top of the grave, but wasn't supposed to be in the grave. And you can imagine that phone conversation that I had to the police because you had this information like, this is important. Yeah, this is important, but how do I...
This is going to sound weird.
Yeah. How do I convey this in a logical term or in a way that you would believe me? And then because the next thing they're going to ask me...
You'll become part of the tour.
Yeah, because I'll show... I got to quickly tell it because it's... I got caught up in my own words because I was so nervous about ringing them.
Yeah.
Because I found the person had been there for an extensive... He'd been deceased for a good amount of time, enough for me to know from my experience this person is definitely deceased. He's been deceased for quite a bit. But not enough for there to be actual odor and all that sort of stuff, right?
Right.
Rigor mortis was in, discoloration, all that sort of stuff.
As in you actually found a body?
I found a body, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
in the cemetery,
I thought you meant you found somebody who was there that shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Well, he was sort of on top. He was in the grave. So you know how you got the boundary of the grave?
Yeah.
So technically he was in it because he'd stumbled into it.
So anybody else might think he's starting to erode out of there.
That's right, yeah.
And you're kind of like...
No, this is not good. No, this is not right.
I know my bodies.
Yeah, this ain't right.
That guy wasn't buried in 1939. There's no chance.
That's right. There's no way. Unless they did a really good embalming job.
Hang on, let me just...
that's not right.
He's definitely, he's 50s.
So you can imagine because I'm sitting there going, how do I explain this to the police? Because I know they're going to ask me, how do I know he's dead?
Yeah.
So I rang the police and I just said, long story short, I rang them and said, look, no need to rush. I said, but I found...
You can't be saved.
Yeah, that's right.
The ambulance.
That's all good. I found a deceased person in a cemetery that's on top of the grave, not below the grave. And I know he's dead because... Ironically, I'm actually a funeral director and I know what I'm looking at. And then you get this weird silence over the phone and I'm sort of going...
Because he's going, is Barry fucking with me again? Where's Barry?
Yeah, well, nice stroke, Barry. That sort of stuff. And then, so I'll have to explain that. I'll show you where it is.
Yeah. Because I do tell people on my tours, don't do anything stupid on the tour.
Yes.
You will become part of the tour.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So one of the things we look out for is... Occasionally you see a powerful owl. There's a the biggest owl in Australia.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, we got to one street corner and I had about 30 people and somebody went, what's that on the other side of the street? And the owl was sitting just on the road, just off the road, just on the other side. Mm. And 2 of these people went, let's get a photo. And they ran up and the owl just went and attacked them.
Oh, really?
So I've got 28 people watching these 2 people getting attacked by an owl.
Oh, no.
Best fun we've ever had. So I'm like, don't do anything stupid on the tour. You will become part of the tour.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming back on, mate. It's always a blast, mate. These are my favourite episodes because I love going down the rabbit holes with you.
I like to go spelunking in history.
And no, it was great. So we are definitely going to be doing that. Now, since the last time you've been on, but we've had quite a few new listeners join. So obviously, if you haven't heard I would definitely recommend going back and listening to some of Phil's previous episodes with us on the podcast.
Crazy history.
They're great. They are fantastic. Highly recommend them. But for the new listeners, mate, where can they get in touch with you with your information and that? And
timesafaris.com.au.
Yep.
So, I created my company Time Safaris because I do history tours, but I also write about history. And so Time Safaris kind of just covered everything.
Yeah,
I'm a paleontologist, dealing with fossils and stuff. So Time Safaris, that's a cool name.
It is a cool name.
So, so I've got timesafaris.com.au and we do about 6 different tours around town. Plus I have the YouTube channel. So just look up Time Safaris or me.
Yes.
And so I've got lots of videos about Australian history, or not just Rockhampton history, but in fact, a lot of world history as well. But just the shit that doesn't make any sense. But, like one of my favorite ones was a plane got stolen in the 40s. A plane got stolen out of this airport.
Really?
And like all the cops are like, well, they stole this bloody plane. And it comes down and lands at an airport like 3 towns away. Yeah. And they run up and there's like 10-year-olds sitting in there.
You're kidding me.
And they're like, what the fuck? How did you learn that? And like, oh, we had this comic book. And in the comic, it shows you how to fly. And we're just shocked you can't fly. This is easy. They learn how to fly by reading a comic book.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a video about that. And we actually show you photos of the kids and everything.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so like, because I always just find wacky things. You know? There's a really famous murder down in Sydney where it's very rare to have a tiger shark in an aquarium because they just great whites, they don't do well in aquariums.
Yeah, okay.
And the Manly aquarium caught a tiger shark and it became the biggest thing. Like everybody went to see this tiger shark. And it was like not looking great. And it was like, and it vomits up an arm.
Oh, you're shitting me.
And the arm's got a tattoo. And it's this murder. And they start pulling apart this murder because this tiger shark vomited up this arm.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and so I've got a little doco about this murder because it's actually attached to like the only person in Australia, a comic book artist, to get arrested for his comic books.
Oh, okay.
Was the guy who wrote the book about this crime.
Oh, really?
He had all these but he based all his comics on real crimes. Oh. And one of them was basically a serial killer in Sydney who was killing women in the parks.
Yep.
And they drew it. And so this is the Sunday papers between Hagar the Horrible and Garfield.
Yes.
Fatty Finn and Ginger Meggs.
Yeah.
You literally see this crime with this woman being murdered. Like it's the most horrific thing I've ever seen. And they've gone, yeah, mate, that's not good. You're going away for that. Yeah. But it actually leads to them discovering another serial killer. They actually discover an unknown serial killer in Sydney. So they're the kind of things that
I love that.
I just keep finding weird stuff. And like, well, you got to do something with it.
Yeah, do something with it.
Yeah, so look up YouTube. And
YouTube, definitely.
And I've got a couple of books out. And
and the books,
Yeah, so I just filmed The Thing, the horror movie, The Thing, the 1982 horror movie, The Thing. I wrote the book about the franchise of the entire movie.
Awesome.
And we've just, there's a new documentary with John Carpenter and all the people from The Thing, and I'm in the documentary.
Oh, sweet.
Because I wrote the book. So
of course.
They're asking me, well, what? Yeah. So I'm just waffling about making shit up.
Oh, you have to check that out too.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
That should be released early next year.
Oh, early next year it comes out. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Awesome.
Apparently it's a 5-hour documentary.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
So this year they did one for Aliens. So if you like Aliens, look up Aliens Expanded.
Okay.
And they've just gone through everything. So they've talked to the crew, the writers. They've just completely gone back into the history of Aliens.
Yes.
And it sounds ridiculous before our documentary, but it goes pretty quick. If it's something you love, you like.
Yeah. If you're into it, you get like
holy crap! I should have some lunch.
It's the same as like binge watching an episode of Netflix or whatever. When you get invested in something, 5 hours seems nothing.
Yeah. You're kind of like when your bloody Netflix starts going. You haven't moved for 7 hours. Do you want to keep watching? Probably you need to.
And you have to bloody go, what's going on here?
Are you still live? Busy as.
Yeah, bloody oath.
And then hopefully soon, Jack the Ripper from Rockhampton.
Yes.
The Rockhampton Ripper.
Yeah, that'd be good. Rockhampton Ripper.
Did I just think of the title of my book now?
I think you just did.
Yeah. That might be the subtitle.
That's a good one. Yeah. Well, Mr. Hore, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I appreciate your time once again. I really look forward to it.
No hands, no notes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, all off the cuff. I love that too. Best yarns as well. I really appreciate your time.
Well, that's why this was fun because normally I come in with a couple of words and you just kind of prompt me. But This one I'm like, let's see what's in there. Let's see what we can find.
Let's really dig in and see what's going on there.
Oh, there's a lot in there.
Yeah, and I'm excited to hear more next time.
We'll have to do another one.
Definitely. Sounds like a plan. Right, mate. Take care. Cheers. See you, listeners.